Good morning, students. Yesterday, I had given you the summary of the lesson number 2, the thief's story. Today, we will read the chapter and I will explain to you line by line. So, kindly listen carefully the chapters. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late, and though I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. Now, the narrator, here is the narrator who is a thief. Okay, who was a thief and he was just only 15 years old. Okay, at the 15 years old, he was a thief and he was successful. Okay, in this age, he was successful one, and he was also an experienced thief. He had theft many people in many places. Now, he had come, there was a wrestling match going on, and he had come to that wrestling match where he met this man called Anil, who was 25 years old, a tall fellow, a very lean fellow, not very fat or like that. He was a bit thin, okay, thin fellow. The narrator looked at Anil and he found that he was very easy person to whom he can easily theft. Okay, he is a very simple guy, very simple personality, very thin fellow. So the narrator thought that Anil could be a good fellow for his purpose, that is to theft him. So he just sat beside him so that he can gain confidence of Anil by talking to him. You look a bit of wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. What's your name? Hari Singh. I lied. I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. So he came beside Anil and sat beside him, and then told him, started talking to him, and starting with kind of a joke type. When we make friend with somebody, usually we ask names, or when we are when we are in a place, for example, in a theater, or in a theater standing in a line and for the ticket and all. So one who is in front of us or one who is at the back of us, we start talking about what? About the movie, that whether how the movie would be, or what character you like in that movie and all those things, right? Before asking the names. Similarly, here the narrator also started talking to him, saying what? In fact, he was complimenting Anil, saying that you look a bit of wrestler yourself. He said that he said that you are also kind of a wrestler. As the wrestlers are fighting there in the wrestler ring, you also look like same thing. Now we know that what type of what personality he has. Okay, he is very tall and he is very lean, thin fellow. Now how could be a tall, a thin fellow a wrestler, right? Cannot be. For a wrestler, we need a good body. Okay, we need the person must have a good muscles and not of all tall, little short also, a medium pace, like that. So, but here Anil was very lean and thin. So he looked at the fellow and he gave him back. What? He said, you are also the same. You are also looking like a wrestler. So do you. He replied. Now hearing the answer, the narrator felt a little shy. Oh my God, he is little no, not easy person to hold on. He knows how to talk. So he gave him back that you are also kind similarly. You also, if I can be a wrestler, you also can be. Now 15-year-old person is the narrator. The thief is 15-year-old. So he says the 15-year-old, we know that is your own age, right? So your own age, you may be right now 13 or 14 maximum, right? So by 12th only when you come, you will reach by 17, you will reach, you will clear your 12th class. So you imagine 15-year-old boy, just like you, okay, in 10th or 11th maybe, the boy could be. And what is your height? What is your body? Similar. So how could be you could be a wrestler? So when he said that you do same, you look same. So he felt, oh my God, he is very sharp fellow, very clever fellow. He's not going to be. It is not going to be easy to gain his confidence. Then he replied in a simple way, in a modest way, yeah, I do wrestle sometimes. Now, he's a thief. Keep in mind, okay, don't forget that he is a thief. So he says that, yes, I do wrestle a bit. Now, he wrestles with whom? He wrestles either with the police people, because when the police chase him, he runs away. So, and sometimes if they catch, he has to muscle them. He has to fight with them, push them here and there to run away. One thing. Second thing, when he may be stealing somebody's pocket, people will catch him, people will grab him. So again, he has to wrestle there also. He has to fight with them, he has to push them, hit them, and they also try to be. That is what happens here, right? Whenever we catch some, if public place, if someone is trying to steal something, snatch a chain or snatch a bag and try to run, and if by chance the people happen to catch him, what do? All of them come and hit him. Okay, everybody, whatever, whoever for that matter. If anybody is coming from bike going somewhere, and he happen to see that people are gathered together, he stops the bike and comes and asks, what happened? What is going on here? And somebody will say that fellow is a thief. He was snatching. Thief. Let me also go and do. And he also put his sleeves ups and up, goes there, and he also bangs. After banging to see, okay, my time is there. I have to go my office. He will. This is the happening. This is what happens, and that's what the narrator said, that I also do little bit wrestling. This is what, because thieves are always getting bit. Anil then asked him, what is your name? And he said, Hari Singh. Now he lied. Okay, we know that thieves never tell the truth. They never say the right answer. They always say the lie. He said, my name is Hari Singh. Why? I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. Now, why did he say lie? Because he says that, Hari Singh says that every place, whenever he goes, now today if he has stolen in this Gida place, if he has stolen something and he runs away, he will go where? Either Khalilabad or to Basti, or maybe Sikriganj, far place, not exactly place, right? And he will go there, he will start living there, and he will take a new name there. Now here he may be Hari Singh in this place. He has stolen something and ran to Sikriganj. There he will change his name in one of the shops he may be working, and when they will ask what is your name, he may say that I am Mangal Singh, Mangal Chaudhary. Finished. Name is changed. Now why he did this? It gave him time. How? Now when he has stolen here in this place, as the name was Hari Singh, people were knowing him as a Hari Singh, which is not his original name, and he had stolen and ran away from here. Now when we complain to the police, by what name we'll complain? We'll complain by the name of Hari Singh, and they will circulate it that the man is called Hari Singh who has stolen, and maybe the picture also may be sent. Now if they reach to Sikriganj and they ask people that whether you have seen this man called Hari Singh, then they will say no, his name is, they will recognize the person, right? So they will ask, they will tell, people will tell to the police or whoever is coming for the investigation, they will tell his name is not Hari Singh, he is Mangal Chaudhary. Now by the time he will get the information that so and so people have come in search of him. So by the moment he comes to know this, he will run away from that place also. So he gets that time, because people will talk, no, that he's not Hari Singh, he is Mangal Chaudhary, and then they will say, okay, come on, let us go and see him first. So with the moment they come to the shop, from there he will run away. So that gave him some time. The changing of the name gave him some time to run away from the place. So he did not keep original name. He always changed the name as he went around the places after stealing the things and all. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? Can you cook? I can cook. I lied again. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. Now, after this small introduction, Anil and Hari Singh, both of them had a little introduction. What's your name? First they asked about their look like yourself a wrestler. Anil giving him back. So you also, so do you, so you do also. So they both had this. Then Anil asked about his name. He lied, Hari Singh. And then they start talking about this wrestlers. So Anil was explaining about the wrestlers, that fat fellow with the oil run and all. He could be the right choice to win. So they all spoke about things and they were just talking about the wrestling and all. When the match was over, Anil just got up and started going away. Okay, he started moving out of the place. He want to go back to his home. So as he went back, Hari Singh followed him, and again met him and said hello again. Okay, now Anil was a bit surprised, why this fellow is following me. Now, match is over, talk is over, finished. Now what to talk now? What he wants from me? So he again stopped. When he said hello again, so he gave a good smile, very appealing smile, and then told him straight away that I want to work for you. Okay. Now, usually what happens that when somebody needs, now for example, if I need a servant in my house to work to clean my house and all, if I need a servant, I will be going in search of the servant, right? Either I will go in search of the servant, or I will tell some of my friends, please find me a servant, right? We never find anybody coming in house to house, asking for the job, right? No one, no servant, no maid walks around in the colony or anywhere asking for the job, knocking the door, sir or ma'am, can I have the job? I could be handy for you, I can work, I can clean, I can do. No, hardly. We never see this type of people. We ask someone, through someone only we can, or we ourselves approach. Here, just the opposite. Here, Hari Singh was following him and asked him for a job. Okay. Now, Anil understood or not understood, we do not know. He had little doubt that this man is not the right fellow, okay, because he is following him, he is asking for the job. So first he said that I do not have any job. He straight away said that I do not have any job, but I can't give you anything. I do not have any job. One thing. Second thing, even if I have, I cannot pay you. Okay, I am not so rich, or I am not earning that much that I could pay you. Now Hari Singh doubted a little bit. Hari Singh, for a minute doubted that this time, I have got a wrong person. Okay, the person is wrong. He does not have much money, or he does not have anything valuable that I can steal from him. So he had a little doubt now what to do. Anyhow, he had somehow had a contact with him, had a chit chat with him. So he doesn't want to leave him. So he said, okay, fine, at least you can feed me. I am feeling hungry. At least you can feed me. Again, Anil said, can you cook? Once again, Hari Singh lied. Now, a thief. Some are there who can cook also, but not all, because their profession is to steal. So, what is for them to steal some food to eat, right? It's easy for them. So, here he said again, lied that yes, I can cook. And Anil said, okay, if you can cook, then come along with me. If you can cook, then there's no doubt in that. Come on. He took me to his room over the Jamuna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Now, Anil took Hari Singh along with him to his place. Now, Anil was living near a Jamuna sweet shop. Near a Jamuna sweet shop, he was living, and he said to Hari Singh that he could sleep on the balcony. Now, that night, when he prepared the meal, Anil was not able to eat. It was such a bad one. Even the dogs did not eat. Okay, even he gave it to the stray dog and could not. And he told him, "Get out! You told that you know cooking, and now you have made such a rubbish food that he threw to the dog, and even the dog was not eating. Imagine that much bad the food was. So he asked him, out! You cannot stay with me. You do not know cooking, nothing. What the use of it?" But Hari Singh did not go. He just stayed there. He hanged around, smiling in the most appealing way, and couldn't help anything. Okay, he did not go. He just stood there and just gave a smile. And Anil could not help but laugh with him. Later, he patted me on the head and said, "Never mind. He would teach me to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers." I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Now, when he saw his smile, he patted him again. "Okay, fine. You do not know anything. I will teach you. Okay, I will teach you how to cook." And even he started teaching him to write his name. He was not knowing, he was an illiterate person, so he was teaching him how to write. So he learned to write the name, and he said that I will teach you to write the whole sentence. Now, Hari Singh got an idea that if I learn to read and write, then I could achieve a lot of things. I told you to keep in mind that he is a thief. Now, if a thief has learned to read and write, what could he do? If he works in a bank, or if he works just like a peon also. Okay, if he is working in a bank like a peon also, or a chai wala also, he can forge the signatures, right? He can copy the signature of a well-to-do fellow and take the money. Yes or no? Easy thing. So that's why he could achieve so many things. Or he could be working in a bank, or what you call in a multinational company somewhere. There also he can do some fraud things once he learned to study. Right? That's what he said, that I can achieve. He was just thinking, once I like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Imagine. See, imagination. He is a thief, so according to that personality, he was thinking that what he can do it. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. Now, he was having a nice time. Hari Singh was having a nice time. There was nothing, not much work Morning, he used to prepare a tea for him. After tea, he would go, and then he would go. Hari Singh would go to buy the groceries, for the household, vegetables and other items and all. And whenever he used to go and to buy these things, every time he used to he used to save 1 rupee. Imagine 1 rupee he used to save, and that was the profit for him. Now Anil knew about it, that he was very clever fellow. He used to go for the purchasing things and all, and he used to bargain with the shopkeepers and get the profit out of them. And that money he used to keep himself. Anil never mind. Okay, he never minded that whether he is earning or not, because it is his cleverness. Because of his cleverness, he is earning. So he never asked about it. Okay, students, I hope you have understood this much. I will come tomorrow and continue the chapter. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.